Welcome back to another episode of MotoGP Mac, and today we're going to talk about the race that just happened for the Indonesian Grand Prix at the Circuit Mandalika. Now, before we get into it, here's how it finished. Jorge Martin won it from Pedro Acosta, Pecco Bagnaia, Franco Morbidelli, Marco Bezzecchi, Maverick Vinales, Fabio Quartararo, Brad Binder, Johan Zarco, Raul Fernandez, Taka Nakagami, and Alex Rins. Enea Bastianini crashed. Augusto Fernandez crashed. Joan Mir crashed. Marc Marquez's engine went pop. Fabio Di Gianantonio crashed. Aleix Espargaro, Alex Marquez, Jack Miller, and Luca Marini all went out in lap one. Jack had an incident in corner two, I think, and they fell like skittles. But to talk about the race was quite exciting actually because the Mandalika circuit is one of those circuits that you run slightly wide and you're on the ground. Now, I am still traveling, so the videos won't be back to normal standard till Monday, but Jorge Martin absolutely brilliant today. He was never, ever, ever going to be beaten. The only person that could have beaten him today was himself, and he rode within himself to take an absolutely brilliant and vital win, his first win since Le Mans. Now, Pedro Acosta, he did finish second. There is an inquiry into his tire pressure, so it looks like he's going to get a 16-second penalty, which would probably put him down in around, I would think, maybe 10th or 11th place, depending on the penalty. I think actually it would be ninth place where he would finish up. But he rode an absolutely brilliant race there on merit. Gas, give him his second place bonus is all I can say. Pecco Bagnaia did look to be in trouble for a lot of the race, if I'm very honest. You could just see he didn't have the pace to battle with the front ones. Realistically, Bastianini crashing out more so handed him the podium. Really, Marco Bezzecchi, you know, a great race again from him and from Franco. Some really aggressive moves from Franco, some really good racing. Both those bikes though were on the soft front tire, so you could see towards the end they were easy pickings for Bagnaia, even though he had to work to pass them. Once he was past them, he pulled the gap within the first few corners. You could see they weren't going to catch him. Maverick Vinales and Fabio Quartararo again had a good battle. Good to see Fabio up there in seventh place. Maverick, top Aprilia home, 11 seconds off. So like he was 5 seconds behind Marco Bezzecchi, which is quite a lot, for a works team. There is definitely for the likes of Fabio Quartararo. Um, there is some light at the end of the tunnel. He was down at 13th place. Now I know a lot of people have crashed out, but still, um, there is light. 13 seconds off the leader is bad for Yamaha. Brad Binder, who is also under investigation for tire pressures, so is likely going to get a penalty while he is in eighth. He will move to last. He will still score points, but again, um, tough day in the office, for Brad, and Pedro will probably go ahead of him in the championship now again. Johan Zarco is going to be kind of a benefiter really of people in with the tire penalties. I think he's going to move up to around seventh place. So, but a good solid race weekend in all for Zarco. It's good to see him pushing it and getting that Honda up there. Raul Fernandez again, 21 seconds behind the leader, and the guts of 10 seconds behind the other Aprilia, which is it's okay, but again, I would be slightly worried as he's the future of Aprilia. He's the only one staying in Trackhouse next season. Um, Taka Nakagami also has a penalty, so um, he is going to go to last as well. Also, but again, look, 11th is not bad. He is 27 seconds behind Jorge Martin, and he is 8 or 9 seconds behind Taka Nakagami. Alex Rins tough race for Alex, 33 seconds behind. And kind of where you measure it, he was 20 seconds behind his own teammate. As I mentioned, Enea Bastianini looked like the man to beat. Going out there today, you could see he was going to put balls to the wall and go for it. It's the only way that his championship could survive. And unfortunately, carbon copy of what happened with Pecco last week, started setting faster and faster lap times, closing the gap, and just made a slight mistake and crashed. Augusto Fernandez the same. Joan Mir, same, just a normal crash for Mir. Marc Marquez, who was right up the arse of Pecco Bagnaia, and you could see Mark was trying to line up a move towards the end of the race, but Pecco was able to kind of gap him a few times, and Mark was having a good battle with Di Antonio, but coming out of the corner, Mark's engine just popped, and that was the end of it. It's going to make things harder in the championship now. For Mark and for Bastianini. I'll never say it's over because, as Pecco said yesterday, it's a championship of mistakes, but it's just made the mountain a little bit higher. All in all, I thought it was a pretty good race. Some drama at the opening laps. You're kind of on the edge of your seat because of the circuit, because of the nature of the circuit. Um, it is definitely one of those tracks where you're kind of a little bit concerned that is the rider going to crash and fall over, without warning. For me, though, Jorge Martin definitely has to be rider of the day, closely followed by Pedro Acosta, to be fair, because he kept them so honest. But I would definitely love to know your thoughts. What did you think of the Indonesian Grand Prix, and who was your rider of the day? Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video.